Now, anxiety and stress affect more than 2 million Australians every year. In a moment, we'll look at some of the best ways to cope. But first, I hit the streets to find out what makes us anxious and how we can unwind.
Working all the time.
School, yeah.
Probably workload.
I'm finding a job at the moment and it's really stressful. It's probably not having enough time in the day to do what you want to do, I guess.
So what do you do to relax then?
Lots of yoga and meditation.
Oh, we like walking our border collie, our dog, on the beach.
Yeah.
That helps us relax.
But as I'm retired now, I don't have a worry in the world.
You're retired and footloose and fancy free.
That's well, not free, I'm still married.
For me, I've got a few mists and things, aromatherapy, help me calm down, maybe a little wine.
And this gentleman over here with the bubbles has given me so much relaxation.
Exercise and future holidays, I think.
You're relaxing by exercise?
Yes, that's correct.
Go, exercise, relax. So we're trying to relieve our stress. Do you reckon you could sing us a relaxing song?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have to be one of the most relaxing songs. And joining us now is psychologist Brisbane-Schilling. Mel, good morning to you. Anxiety,
Good morning, Deb.
It really is a problem in Australia, one of the most common health conditions that we have. 1 in 4 of us suffering from it. What are some of the symptoms?
Yes, that's about 2 million Aussies every year, so it's incredibly common. I guess the first thing to think about is that it's actually our thoughts that drive anxiety. So when we have an anxious thought or a fear-based thought, it triggers our sympathetic nervous system, which is basically a flood of hormones, stress hormones into our body, which creates the fight or flight response. So some of the things that people notice are certainly the heart rate going up, which can lead to shortness of breath. This is why some people mistake anxiety for a heart attack. Often it can feel that way. It can be very frightening. Sweaty palms is a big one. Becoming flushed. So all of these sort of physical symptoms are different for everyone, but it's really good to know what your early warning signs are.
So if you feel yourself having some of those symptoms, what are some of the best ways to cope?
Well, the first thing to do is to recognise that you are anxious. So just saying to yourself something like, it's just anxiety, can really help as a starting point. If you're in a stressful situation, the best thing to do, if you can, is to remove yourself from that situation. So if you can, to get away, so that you can actually start doing some deep, slow breathing. And I say that quite deliberately. If you can take yourself through maybe 8 or 10 very, very deep, slow breath cycles, you'll actually bring down your heart rate and start to slow all of those physiological symptoms. And then you can have an opportunity to examine your thoughts. And so you can challenge those thoughts and think to yourself, is that actually valid? Is there any evidence to back up that thought that I'm having?
And over the longer term, I know that we're seeing pictures of people doing exercise, and a lot of the people that I spoke to when we were doing those Vox Pops said that exercise was one of the things they do to try to de-stress. Is that one of the key elements?
Absolutely. Exercise is brilliant, along with getting enough sleep and having a good balanced diet. But I think if you can add to that good self-awareness, so a good knowledge of what your own personal little triggers are. So, for example, you might be someone who notices the sweaty palms or the flushing. Being aware that something's coming on that is not feeling comfortable for you. Also having a confidant or someone that you can let off a bit of steam with, so someone you can trust and, I guess, go to share some of those anxious thoughts with.
Yeah, really important advice, Melanie, thank you. And to seek help if you need it, you can call Lifeline on 131114. The key, Wendy, breathe.